Welcome to Magical Moments with Artemis. Today we are going to have a conversation about transcending the technique. In the self-growth community, of which there are many stellar leaders and teachers, there is one in particular who currently is promoting the idea of transcending the technique, which I find interesting because it isn't my knowingness that this person actually does that. It is not my knowingness. But I love the idea. I love the idea to the point that I have actually been practicing this for a while now. There is a particular discipline that I've been involved with, without which my life would be very, very different. But I also clued into its inherent limitations. As unlimited as the technique is, I still see the limits. As a way to offer myself something, to get to my next level, to satiate myself, I started to play with the idea of going to the spiritual wisdom behind this particular technique. Number one, that rendered me independent of any teacher or guru, and I like that because I think that's kind of what life expects of us. And I'm willing to be wrong there. But I'm also hungry for a direct line to spirit. I want the bat phone to the divine. So, I also noticed though that there are teachers out there, and God bless them because at heart, at least in my reality, their desire is to keep things pure. Their desire is to share what they know with you, but in this high vibratory state, which sometimes creates the fallacy that they are the only one. And I don't agree with that. I've had too many experiences in the last 6 years that tell me if you have a state, and I know that creates a reference, and through that reference I am able to tap that state. I don't have to have the wisdom, I don't have to have the experience. I just have to have the willingness to access that state. The willingness to, and the experience of. So based on that, I took it a step further and thought, wow, what about tapping into the spiritual wisdom behind all of the miraculous technologies known and named now, as well as those yet to be discovered? I like that. I like that. That opens up the box a whole lot. So, transcending the technique. As a collective, let's tap that state of the spiritual wisdom behind all of the miraculous technologies known and named now, as well as those yet to be discovered. And hold that. Feel the joy with that. I want to practicalize that. And I'm just going to use Reiki as an example. By all means, fill in the blank with, you know, your own, whatever technique you will. But let's Let's tap into the spiritual wisdom behind Reiki. The spiritual wisdom that plugged itself into Dr. Usui and Mrs. Takata. Access that spiritual wisdom. Free and unencumbered of any personality or any limitations that a teacher might have. Whew. And just notice that. Notice what it's, I'm feeling some resistance, like, oh my God, I'm going around my teacher, or I'm going above my teacher. How can I do that? Ah! So, let's shift any resistance any of us have to being greater than our teachers. Let's shift making anyone greater than ourselves. And if we were to touch our spiritual power that is our birthright, our spiritual power that is our birthright, and at the same time connect with the divine, know that we are sourced, our spiritual power is sourced from the divine. Hold that. Notice that. What is it like? How do you feel? How do you feel to hold your own spiritual power? Knowing that you're sourced from Source, knowing that you are divinely guided, what is your experience of transcending the technique of having that direct line to spirit, a direct knowledge of healing? And what is your experience of being completely congruent to owning your spiritual power, which feeds in to your experience of transcending the technique? Thank you for having the courage to transcend the technique. And thank you for watching.